Amen. Make that plan. Provide for you. Amen. Even the Blue Road, while it was being written, we don't know no publisher. Amen. We have no connections like that. I didn't even know how it was going to get printed. And a man heard of the Blue Road. This is how it got started. Our church, we were only able to afford at that time 250 copies. And we printed them ourselves. And by time and chance, a mega church is Greg Laurie's church out of Riverside, California. Heard of the Blue Road, one of their pastors, and he was coming through town. Time and chance. And he asked to meet with me. And so I met with him. And we visited. I told him all about the Blue Road. He said, I get it, I get it, I get it. And then through an anonymous donor, him being the middleman, then they did another reprint. And then they also said, hey, can we edit it for you? So then the same guy who edits Greg Laurie's stuff edited the Blue Road Revised Edition. And it went out again. And so I tell you what, and I have no degree. And I tell you, don't let that be an excuse for you not to get a degree. Amen. And I have no qualifications like that. And we're not preaching grace because I'm in sins. Today's my 5th anniversary, wedding anniversary. My wife is actually a former Miss South Dakota and former Mrs. South Dakota. Oh yeah, she was also on American Idol, made it to Hollywood too. She doesn't like when I tell people that. But she could have had her pick of anybody. And I tell you what, so even if you're waiting for someone, God has that someone for you. And I don't get drunk, I don't use, I don't watch pornography, all by the grace of God. So we don't preach grace because we're in sins. We said it's the way out of sins. Amen. Jesus was your complete opposite. He took everything bad for you so you could have everything good. Mm-hmm. He died single. Why? So you could have someone. He died without children. Why? So you can have a family. He said he became sin at the cross. God imputed sin to him. Now he says he imputes righteousness to you. All because you believe in him. That's all. Amazing. Something happened to Jesus that never will happen to you or any other man. He was forsaken by the Father. He said, my God, why have you forsaken me? So we would know that there was a real forsaking. So you and I would never be forsaken. He said that he became poor spiritually. Why? So you would be made rich. Amazing. He died young, so you can live long. Every disease was heaped on him at the cross. So by his stripes, now you're healed. Amen. Amen. I tell you what, I feel like I go on and on and on, but I don't want to preach into the midnight hour. I said I'm going to do that to you guys. And so, but the Blue Road, there is a Blue Road in the Bible. All that is man's works. New covenant, Jesus supplied. Amen. I don't want to spoil the book for you, but I'll say this much. Blue, the high priest, one of the colors he wore is blue. The sky is blue to honor Jesus. God, he doesn't do things just to do things. He does everything for a purpose. Amen. This is why the earth is blue, is to honor Jesus. Jesus, who's your high priest today, is Jesus. Amen. And then the high priest, he wore blue. And by the way, don't be going painting everything blue. It's just a picture. Today we have the real substance of Jesus Christ. Amen. You know, people who are hanging on to the law, they're hanging on to a shadow. And I tell you what, if my wife was standing here, it would be insane for me to go after her shadow and say, I love you, when the real substance is right here. Today we have the real substance. Amen. You know, but God, He says that, you know, blue, you know, it's amazing because this isn't in the book. I'll share this with you for free. And so, you know, the color blue, you know, your New Testament is written in Greek, but in your Hebrew New Testament, Jesus, when He said, it is finished, He said one word in Hebrew, and that's kula, not kola, although you're all my kolas. That means friend in Lakota. But He said kula. And it's really interesting because the root of kula is kala. And you know what that means? Blue. And He said that work is finished. The pavement is finished. The road is finished. Amazing. I'll tell you, you know, Jewish oral tradition says that the 10 Commandments weren't written on 2 granite stones, you know, like you see Charles Heston carry. Their oral tradition says it was written on sapphire stone. It's blue. And you know, there's a place in the Bible, in Exodus, where Moses took up the elders of Israel to Mount Sinai. And they said when they got up there, they seen the Lord. And they said, under His feet, they said there was a pavement road there leading to the throne where He was sitting on Mount Sinai. And it was made of sapphire stone. It's a blue road. And if you look at the Hebrew for that paved work, it literally means a finished work. There's no working to come to Jesus. There's no working to come to the Father. If there was, all of us would be doomed. All of us can never get there. And that's why it's a finished work. And when people hear that it's a finished work, I tell you, they go running to Jesus. And when they see, hey, He accepts me, knows my worst secrets, but still accepts me and loves me, I tell you what, it doesn't make them want to run to the bar. It makes them want to keep running to Him. Amen. You know, and I'll just close with this. You know, really, when you think of native people, you have 3 kinds of believers. And God didn't show this to me until after the book came out. That you have the native who mixes the 2. He mixes Christianity with our old beliefs. And he says, yeah, both are good. Both are throw them on together. And then you have the one who says, that's the white man's way. We have our own way. We just need to stick to that. And I think I was all 3 of these guys at one time. And then there's the third native who says, you know what? We're Christian. And